finally at cloud status. Thanks to this combination right here. Make sure I don't drop it. This is going to be a review of that. It's a rebuildable dripping atomizer. It's the Trident clone, not the V12, just the Trident clone from Fasttech. Go ahead and hate on it. I couldn't afford to pay, what was it, $87, $89 on Grand Vapor for that. So I went on Fasttech and I bought me one for like 16 bucks. The machining's really good. I just wish they'd work on the O-rings. Okay, that little plastic drip tip's just a little piece I made. If you want to know how, just comment. The comment system on YouTube right now is extremely fucked up. Thanks to Google Plus. Thank you for ruining such a great thing, Google. You seem to have a habit of that. The Trident rebuildable atomizer clone. Basically exactly the same, just not as precise as the original Trident. Trident's been beat to death by everybody. It's got all these little airflow adjustments. It's got one for dual coils and then a bunch of smaller ones. That one there is like fucking micro. If you can see that the little tiny shine dead center on it right now, that is the smallest airflow that it's got. Look at that thing. And that is like trying to suck a piece of corn through a straw. If you've ever tried it when you were a little kid, it sounds stupid, I know. If you've ever tried it when you were a kid, you know how hard it is. I know I did. I was just shooting them at friends like spitballs, but that's a whole different subject. Anyone who knows the Trident knows it's got 3 center posts. That's my dual coil build inside of it. Let me show you real quick. See that? That's my dual coil build. It took me forever to get that right. Every other thing that I've done with 28 gauge Kanthal wire has burned so unevenly. Like it closed so unevenly, I just scrapped it. I easily went through about 5 feet of it just trying to get this right. I'll show you the ohms real quick. I don't have an ohm checker. I use my lava tube. It's the most accurate thing I've got. So this is a 0.5, 0.6 ohm coil. .5 ohms. If you can see that alright. If you can't, just take my word for it. Oh, I'm using the 28 gauge Kanthal, 5 wraps, dual coil, blah blah blah. 2 center posts, cotton wicks, French vanilla from Apollo e-cigs. I highly recommend checking them out. If you're getting into vaping, check out my Apollo Ego Superior Kit video. Check it out. Check it out. Okay. Now, I got this because I wanted to get into the cloud chasing thing. I thought, oh, I'm going to have a rebuildable atomizer. I'm going to be able to do these insanely large lung hits. Yeah, no. You don't really... I guess you could use a DNA 20 with a 1 ohm coil. 1.1 something. I don't know. I don't own a DNA 20 device. I guess you could do that. I don't know. This is a 0.5 ohm, so I can't use it on anything that I have except for my first mechanical that I've ever purchased. I'll do a review on that as soon as I'm done with this. Yeah, that's really all you need to know about this. Not to mention the adjustable center pin. You can adjust it in, out, whatever. So it fits flush, fits nice, makes a good connection on everything. It does. I have had no problems with the connections. A lot of people have. No one really mentions that little center pin. That's an important thing to know. Okay, line up your airflow holes with your coils. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Whenever my first video that I ever watched on a rebuildable coil, as soon as someone said line up your airflow holes, I thought they meant get them in a straight line with your coils. And then I started looking, I'm like, how in the hell are you supposed to do that? Do they mean off center it? Don't off center it? Get it center? What? I didn't know. I was confused. And then I watched someone build it and they actually showed you. What I do is I put it right on the corners of my coil. The outer corners, closer to the negative posts. That's what I do. If it's not right, tell me. Help me out. Please. Thank you. I've been wanting to do a dodeca coil, but I don't want to ruin my 0.5 ohm dual coil because it vapes so good. And if you're looking to be a cloud chaser and you've got the Trident clone, I don't know how the regular Trident works, but with this one, the easiest way to get the best airflow is with those holes. So, if you just set this on top and push it down over the first O-ring and leave the second O-ring just kind of resting up there like that, you have maximum airflow without having to drill anything out or cut anything. Not to mention it don't really look all that bad, especially with a black drip tip. Now you know why I have it. I'll show you how she vapes. Okay, and one thing that I absolutely hate about the Trident clone is that they put the Grand Vapor logo on there. Put a Fasttech logo on there. If you're gonna put a label on it, whoever sells it should have their logo on it. If it doesn't come straight from the people who designed it or made it or whatever, then it shouldn't have their logo on it. That's one thing. But really, that's my only issues and pros and cons. Overall, it's a great device. I love it. I love the Trident. It looks cool sitting on top of my Nemesis clone. Review coming on that about 3 minutes after this video uploads. Am I missing anything? Yes, I am. Now you'll notice that looks flush at first glance, right? Look at it, don't look at it. Looks flush. It looks like it goes down the whole thing flawlessly, except for the ridges on it and everything. It doesn't. It's tapered at the bottom. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. It's a rebuildable, not an Ego battery with what are they? I call them CE4s. Everyone else calls them Stardusts, Visions, whatever. It's a CE4 clear miser. It's not a CE4 or a Pro Tank or anything else. So why taper it? That just kind of takes away from the look to me. But that's the Trident RBA, RDA, rebuildable atomizer, rebuildable dripping atomizer, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's badass.